Attention passionate San Francisco 49ers fans. Latest news, something big is happening in the NFC West and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on San Francisco 49ers' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true San Francisco 49ers fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and San Francisco 49ers fans. Let's get to the news. Now, folks, if you're a 49ers fan, you know how crucial every offseason move is, especially when it comes to maintaining the team's core and planning for a deep playoff run. And this year, one of the biggest stories swirling around Levi's Stadium is about Jennings, a player who's become a fan favorite and a key contributor to the Niners' offense. But as always, the NFL is a business, and when it comes to contract talks, things can get pretty complicated. Jennings, the talented wide receiver who's shown flashes of brilliance over the past few seasons, has made it clear he wants to stay in San Francisco. According to reports from ESPN's Adam Schefter, Jennings is seeking a new contract extension from the 49ers, something that could keep him in the Bay Area for the foreseeable future. However, the situation isn't just about Jennings's desire to remain. It's also about the team's strategic planning and cap space. Last season, Jennings had a pretty solid year, finishing with nearly 1,000 receiving yards and 6 touchdowns. That's impressive considering he's often been the underdog in a crowded receiver room that's seen some high-profile names come and go. But the interesting part here is what could happen if the 49ers and Jennings can't come to an agreement before the start of training camp. According to Schefter and other insiders, if Jennings doesn't get a deal done, he's prepared to request a trade. That's right, a trade. And not just any trade, one that could shake up the entire landscape of the AFC East and beyond. Now, the team that's been most prominently linked as a potential destination is the New England Patriots. And if you think about it, it makes sense. The Patriots have been rebuilding their receiver room, trying to find the right pieces to support their young quarterback, Drake May, who's been impressing in college, but needs reliable pass catchers at the pro level. Last season, New England's wide receiver stats weren't exactly eye-popping. They didn't have a single receiver with more than 650 yards and only 3 touchdowns on the entire roster. That's a clear area of need. So, if Jennings becomes available, it could be a perfect fit for both sides. Bleacher Report's Alex K. recently put together a hypothetical trade package that might work for all parties involved. His proposal: the Patriots would send a 4th-round pick in 2026 and a promising but underutilized wide receiver, Jaun, back to San Francisco in exchange for Jennings. And let me tell you, this isn't just about filling a roster spot. Jennings would bring immediate depth and experience to a Patriots offense that's craving a reliable target. His physical style and ability to make contested catches could help elevate the entire passing game, especially if the Patriots' top receiver, Stefon Diggs, isn't quite ready for Week 1 due to injury or other reasons. And here's a crucial point: Jennings's cap hit for this season is roughly $258 million, according to Over the Cap. The Patriots, on the other hand, have a healthy cap space of around $60 million after their free agency splurt. They're one of the biggest spenders of 2025, investing heavily in their roster, and they could easily accommodate a contract extension for Jennings if they decide to make a move. This flexibility means that if the Patriots see Jennings as a long-term solution, they could offer him a lucrative deal, possibly even beyond what the Niners are willing to pay at this stage. But let's not forget, this scenario is still hypothetical. The 49ers are known for their tight cap management and strategic roster decisions. While they value Jennings's contributions, they might prefer to keep him if a reasonable extension can be agreed upon. The team's front office has been known to prioritize internal talent and maintain continuity, especially with a roster that's been building towards another championship window. Yet if the negotiations stall, the possibility of a trade becomes real, and San Francisco would have to weigh the value of Jennings's production against the potential return, which could include draft capital and young players to bolster other areas. Now, for the 49ers, Losing Jennings wouldn't be an easy pill to swallow, especially considering his chemistry with the team's quarterbacks and his role in key games, including the playoffs. Last season, Jennings was one of the most reliable targets in clutch moments, making tough catches and providing a physical presence that defenses had to account for. His versatility as a slot and outside receiver adds an extra dimension to the 49ers offense, which already boasts stars like Deebo Samuel and Brandon Ayuk. Losing him could impact the depth and flexibility of Kyle Shanahan's play calling, especially in a league that's becoming increasingly pass-heavy. But the NFL is a business, and sometimes tough decisions have to be made. If Jennings's camp and the 49ers can't agree on a new deal, a trade could be the logical solution, freeing up cap space and possibly bringing in draft picks that help the team in the long run. It's a delicate balancing act, keeping proven talent like Jennings while also planning for the future with younger players and draft assets. Meanwhile, the Patriots would see this as an opportunity to add a proven playmaker without giving up too much. Remember, Jennings's production last season was impressive. He averaged nearly 81 yards per game, and his ability to make contested catches and gain yards after the catch makes him a valuable commodity. For New England, adding Jennings could also help develop their young quarterback, giving him a trusted target who's familiar with fighting for every yard and making tough catches in tight coverage. And let's talk about the bigger picture here. The AFC East, with the Bills, Dolphins, and Jets, is a fiercely competitive division. If the Patriots add Jennings, it could give them an edge in the passing game, especially if they're still trying to find consistency at the receiver position. Plus, it would send a message that they're serious about contending and building a competitive team around Drake May. If Jennings joins New England, it could also spark a renewed rivalry between the Patriots and the 49ers, as fans love to see blockbuster trades that shake up the league. Now, I want to touch on the bigger implications for the 49ers. They're coming off a season where they made it deep into the playoffs, thanks to a potent offense and a stout defense. But every team faces questions: how to keep their stars healthy, how to develop young talent, and how to maximize their cap space. The 49ers are known for their disciplined approach, and they've been excellent at drafting and developing players who fit their system. But losing a player like Jennings would require them to look for other ways to maintain their offensive firepower, perhaps by giving more reps to younger receivers like Jalen Hurd or third-year player Ray McCloud. And of course, the broader NFL landscape is full of storylines. The 49ers are firmly in the Super Bowl conversation, with a roster that blends veteran experience and young talent. Their defense remains one of the league's best, and their offensive line is sturdy and well-coached under Shanahan. But the league's evolving nature means they always have to stay one step ahead, adjusting for injuries, new schemes, and player negotiations. The potential trade of Jennings could be a piece of that puzzle, offering the team flexibility and future assets. Now, let's take a moment to reflect on the importance of continuity versus the need to adapt. The 49ers have built a culture of resilience, winning with a mix of star power and gritty, team-oriented football. Jennings embodies that grit. He's a player who fights for every yard, who's improved his route running, and who's become a dependable target in critical moments. Losing him would mean a shift in that chemistry, but in the NFL, change is constant. Teams that can adapt quickly often find new avenues to success. And for Jennings himself, this offseason could be pivotal. If he doesn't get a deal done and ends up in New England, it's a new chapter. The Patriots' coaching staff, led by Bill Belichick, could utilize his skill set in ways that maximize his strengths. On the other hand, if he stays with the 49ers, it's about negotiating a deal that recognizes his value and keeps him part of a championship-caliber roster. Finally, fans, the upcoming weeks are going to be critical. We're approaching training camp, and these contract talks will likely heat up. The NFL is a league of moments, and sometimes, the biggest changes happen in the quiet negotiations before the season even begins. Whether Jennings stays or moves on, one thing is certain: the 49ers are always looking to improve, and they're never afraid to make tough decisions if it means building a team capable of bringing home Lombardi trophies once again. And now, San Francisco 49ers fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on this situation? Do you think Jennings will stay in San Francisco, or are you more inclined to see him in a Patriots uniform? Drop your thoughts and predictions in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the team. Remember, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for all the latest San Francisco 49ers news, analysis, and insider info. Thanks for sticking with me, and as always, go Niners.